For this video review, we're going to take a look at Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy. This is the Cyclonus Action figure. Figure comes with a single accessory, which is going to be his primary weapon or his laser rifle. Okay, so this is how Cyclonus would fare or scale with the Galvatron action figure. So it's going to be either if you have the Cyclonus action figure, you have to have the Galvatron action figure. If you have the Galvatron action figure, you have to have Cyclonus around too. And if there is going to be one thing that the Galvatron figure does not have, it's going to be amazing light piping for the eyes. So check this one out. Ooh, amazing. Okay, so let's check out the dimensions of the action figure or the height. So in inches, yep, 7-inch flat. Okay, so just the top of the horns. Okay, so let's take a hold of the action figure and let's check out the details and the articulation points. So let's start with the single accessory that it comes with, which is going to be its primary weapon. Okay, so silver painted, but the color of the plastic, there you go, that's violet. So it has a tinge of violet on top because it's lightly painted. So if you want a more metallic or a glossier silver finish, you have to repaint this thing. Okay, so let's check out the action figure. So love the back of the action figure, little to no robot cable at all. Check out how flush that backpack is. So this is actually, that is also one thing that is present with the first iteration of the Cyclonus action figure. So he had a very slim back. Okay, so let's check out head articulation. So we have two articulation points. So we have 1 and 2. So that is actually a lot. Okay, so for the arms, T-poses. Very, very possible. And look at how clean that arm joint is. Okay, so full 360 of the arms also possible. We have bicep rotation, single point of articulation or bend for the elbow, and we have articulation point for the handsets. So that's the same thing that I also like with the junk hip action figure, which I recently reviewed too. Okay, so another great action figure articulation point that isn't missed out on this action figure. So you think that it's not going to have waist articulation? It does. Okay, so that is not because of transformation. It is just present, or it is designed that way. Okay, so as for the legs, you have rotation on the thighs, front kicks, knee bends, side kicks, so a little bit of Jean-Claude Van Damme, and toe articulation. Okay, rocker and forward and backwards motion for the foot. So this is one highly articulated action figure. In my scale, this is going to be a 10 out of 10. Now, with regards to the transformation process, this is also one action figure that is very enjoyable to transform. And if you guys are wondering why my version of Cyclonus has Decepticon symbols on his body, the wings, and on the back of the figure, well, the answer is going to be toy hacks. So let's start with transformation of the action figure. Okay, so let's straighten out the legs first and the head. Okay, so we're going to start with the handsets. So just raise them up that way, and it's going to rotate in just one direction actually. So you can't do that because you're going to have blockage. Okay, so it's going to be just one directional. Okay, so you're going to have a correct transformation point. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the other handsets, and there you go, you have the thrusters of the plane mode, or the spaceship, or whatever you want to call Cyclonus. Okay, so extend the wings outwards this way. And you're ready to rotate the forearms, especially these stabilizers, towards the front. Okay, that way, because you have these two connecting joints. Connection joint. Okay, so you're free to already connect that piece one and lower the flaps. Okay, so if they're going to detach, it's going to be easy to place them back. Okay, so let's do the other wing. So let's connect that to the forearm. Oops, there you go, and lower the flap. Just be careful that it's not going to detach. Okay, so let's move back to this section. Okay, now we're ready to split the chest open, but first we have to separate these sections of the arms to facilitate opening the chest and the back. Okay, now provide additional clearance by really moving those arms backwards, and possibly still doing this. Okay, and do a little bit of crisscross to provide more clearance. Okay, so we're ready to split this body into three pieces. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and just lower these sections out that way. Okay, so let's check orientation. So this is how Cyclonus is going to look. Now we're ready to flip this section, so we're going to hide the head underneath the fuselage or the body of the plane or the ship, that way. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is to split these sections to reveal the nose cone, and there you go, that's the landing gear. Okay, so once you've already flipped the head over to hide it, so this section is also already formed, so you have to put your finger in between these two panels. So you're going to lower this section to reveal the final piece of the cone of the plane, and with a tool, of course, that section is going to be quite tight in there, so you have to fish it out. Okay, there you go. And form the cone. So you have tabs and connection points. Okay. Now, from this angle, we're ready to join these two sections of the body. Okay, so you have tabs 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you have connection points 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so connect this part first, and then followed by the back section, or the cockpit of the plane mode. There you go. Okay, so let's check orientation. So that's how it's going to look. Okay, now we're going to rotate this section. So that's why you have it crisscross this way, to provide clearance. There you go. And just continue to have the wings and the engine part of the plane in this angle. Okay, now we're ready to work on the legs, this part. So with your finger, just push this section of the back of the shin to open those panels up, and you're ready to collapse the foot in that way. Disengage these parts or additional thrusters in jet mode, and you're ready to tab it in that way. Really nice and clean. Okay, so let's check orientation. So we're almost there actually. Okay, now we're ready to join the legs. There you go, and just press, and you have connection points 1 and 2, and actually this part of the legs, the thighs, are going to collapse inward. Okay, so just do this. Okay, so let's try to capture it in camera. Okay, so let's put that up. Okay, there you go, until you find the connection point. Okay, so there you go. So just push forward until you establish connection point. Okay, so you're ready to tab those in place. There you go, and check for alignment. Now we're ready to lower these sections. So they're also going to be on a hinge, and rotate. Okay, so how are these sections going to connect to the main body of the plane? Okay, so there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there you go. A really fantastic looking vehicle form. Actually, this figure is a 10 out of 10. Transformation form in robot mode, perfect. Transformation mode in its spaceship or its space fighter form or plane mode, whatever you want to call it, 100%, 10 out of 10. Okay, so there you go. So this is the details, and we still have landing gears which you could engage. So just pop those open, actually, these sections and that sections. And as for weapon storage, well, Hasbro would recommend you to pop the rifle on top of the cockpit. Nah. Probably on this side of the wings. It's going to look good that way. Or if I could still possibly hold on to or purchase another of this, just to provide another rifle for Cyclonus. So it's going to be dual wielding laser blasters or laser rifles. Anyway, so there you go. This is the review for Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Cyclonus. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.